This is Gio from Rock and Roll Sussex County. Today we're interviewing a music interviewer, Wendy Chandler.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your metal mistress here. How are you tonight?
Excellent. Who inspired you to get involved in radio?
You know, it's one of those things where I've always loved music. I always was listening to music for as long as I can remember as a kid. Um, I had really large dreams of wanting to be on stage itself. I wanted to be fronting a rock band, and life didn't take me that journey. But instead, I think I was more well suited for being behind the mic and bringing music to other people, which is what I love to do. Listen, when I was a kid, I would love to listen to the radio and wait for my favorite song to be played because back then, we didn't have everything that was instant, like, oh, let me listen to this song and boop, there it is. We actually listened to the radio and waited, and if you were lucky enough, you got to call in and speak to a DJ and ask them to play your favorite song for you. And it was just such a rush when they did. And that's kind of the way I like to run my shows. It's very listener based. You can reach me when I'm on the air. You can reach me all kinds of ways. You can reach me by phone or chat room on Cranium, or you can connect with me through social media. So a lot of what I do is very much listener based.
Nice. How long have you been doing music interviews?
I started doing radio in 2017, but I started actually doing the music interviews in, I think it was January or February of 2018. I had asked uh, my manager at the time. I said, "Hey, do you mind if I do this?" And he's like, "Ah, yeah, do whatever you'd like." And so I set off on, interviewing someone. I didn't know exactly who my first interview was going to be, but as it turned out, and a very fortunate turn of events, it was actually Josh Todd from Buck Cherry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, started off really good on that one.
What are some other favorite interviews that stand out for you that you did?
Oh my goodness. I've done a lot of interviews. Some have been over the phone, some have been in person. Some of the ones that I really, really enjoyed doing, Doro Pesh from the band Warlock, and also Doro. She was just one of the nicest ladies I've ever met in my whole life. Uh, I interviewed Lita Ford. Lita Ford was so cool. She was just such a really just down to earth, just great gal. Um, I interviewed Artemis Pyle. That was a really cool interview. Artemis is, obviously one of the, well, he is the only remaining member of the original Leonard Skinner lineup. And that man has survived plane crashes and cancer, and he's still out there doing it. And just really good. I had the opportunity to interview the guitarist from Hammerfall, one of my favorite bands out of Sweden. That was a great one. And there's just been so many. John Petrucci, who, by the way, when I interviewed John Petrucci, I was interviewing him for WSRX FM, and he said, "Where did you say that's located again?" I said, "That's in Vernon, New Jersey." And I didn't think he would know where that is. He said, "I recorded in Vernon, New Jersey." And I thought, wow, what do you know? Small world.
Wow.
So, yeah, just there's so many folks. I think like I really have a hard time saying like who's my favorite that I interviewed, because really everybody that I've interviewed is my favorite, whether it's a local up and coming band or if they're established national or international recording artists. Every one of them has a special story to tell. Everyone has just really cool extra things that they throw in on the interviews. When I was interviewing the fellow from Hammerfall, he started talking about his passion for dogs and how he's involved back in Sweden with a dog rescue. And it's just really cool when you sit down with folks, just how free flowing everything becomes, and you really start talking about things that may go totally off tangent from the actual music, but it's such a cool thing to get involved with the artist on that level. But like I said, everybody has been my favorite. Um, but if I had to say like who my absolute favorite interview would be, I would have to say that it's the interview that I can never do again. Um, Thankfully, everyone that I've interviewed, Sans one, is still around to be able to be interviewed again. And, even though they're all my favorites and I loved interviewing everyone, there was one interview that stands out in particular to me that I would have to say is my favorite because I can never go back and recreate that interview or call them up and say, hey, let's talk about what's going on now. What are you working on now? Because unfortunately he's passed away, and that would be Steve Grimmett from Grim Reaper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a really cool interview.
Who are your favorite Sussex County bands?
Oh gosh, I think I have to hands down say Our Marvelous Lives because they're friends of mine and they're amazing, and they're not all from Sussex County, but some are here in Sussex County. Those guys have been at it for a long time. Back in the day, they were known as Maximum America, and they've just been around and have had so many successes with CDs and whatnot. They've opened for some of the biggest names in show business, and they're definitely one of my faves. But there's a lot of great talent out there, especially in Sussex County. A lot of young bands out there. So many that I can't even mention everybody. But I really think that we have a great bunch of young folks and older folks that are out there playing music and doing what they love.
What are your favorite Sussex County bars?
Well, my favorite is not just a bar, but it's a venue, and that would be the Stanhope House. And it's just a great old place. That place has been doing rock and roll forever. And
True.
not just rock and roll, so many genres. They do jazz, they do fusion, have had punk there. There's all kinds of bands that have come through those doors over the years. My first concert that I saw there back in the day was I think I said it right, Yarma Kaukonen from Hot Tuna. That dates me here. But I just remember that specific concert there, and it was like, this is the best thing ever. And since then, especially since I got into the music scene, I have interviewed countless bands there, and everything ranging from some pop kind of stuff to metal to some death metal, just all kinds of bands, and some southern bands. Really great stuff. Samantha Fish, I got to interview Samantha Fish there.
Oh, cool.
um, and everybody that plays there always says how much they love the venue. They talk about just the feel of it, and it's definitely the last American Roadhouse for them. So that's my favorite. That's my favorite place to see a show in Sussex County. A bar. I'm sorry, it's my favorite bar.
Nice. What's the next concert for you?
The next concert's actually a pretty big deal. It's not just one concert, but it's many, and it's the Monsters of Rock cruise. That's going to be coming up at the end of February into the beginning of March. And let me tell you, if you're not familiar with what that is, it is a cruise that you go on, and there's so many of these out there right now. There are these themed cruises where you get a specific genre of bands coming in, and you sail away with 40 to 50 of your favorite bands, and it is literally a nonstop concert for days on end on the open seas. And you wake up and you just kind of start going from concert to concert to concert to concert until you can't go anymore. And it's great. Every band plays at least twice, so because you're gonna have for sure the time when this band is playing at the same time this band is playing, but you want to see them both. So you really got to be really good with time management and organization and try to figure out, make your schedule so you don't miss your faves. But that's coming up, and I'm really excited about that. So, and we got a couple of pretty big headliners. Joe Satriani is going to be headlining. Ace Frehley is going to be headlining. So pretty exciting. Can't wait to get back out there and see a lot of old friends that I've made, and not just the bands, but friends that we've made on board. Looking forward to seeing you all.
That sounds awesome.
It's so much fun.
And what is your favorite drink?
I live on Arizona sweet tea. If you'd like to sponsor me, Arizona, I'll do it.
Are you married?
Soon to be.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Got a wonderful man.
And where can people find your website or radio stations?
So there's two that I'm on. I'm on WSRX FM 107.9 here in New Jersey. You can pick that up on your regular terrestrial radios, either in your car or if you have the old school ones that you tune in at home. Or you can actually go online and stream us live, and that is www.vernonfm.org. And I'm also on Cranium Radio, which is an all internet radio station, and that would be www.craniumradio.com.
Thanks so much for stopping by. Any final statements?
Yeah, I'd love to just encourage everybody to continue to support music in whatever form you can. Tune into my show if it's on your heart, if it's what you like. If not, find other stations or find other DJs that really move you or speak to you. But above all, go out and see live music. Support the bands. You know, that's the biggest thing that you can do. You go out and you see the folks, you buy their merchandise, you buy the tickets to their shows, you're supporting them. You know, in a world of digital music, artists aren't making as much money as they used to. So that is actually where they make more of their money, is by ticket sales, by merch sales. So I always encourage people to go out and do that. And fun little story. Never miss your opening acts. That's a story,
Nice.
a story I learned the hard way. So years ago, I was lucky enough to see Rush play, and we're out in the parking lot waiting for Rush. And I remember somebody saying, the opener's going to come on. You want to go in, check them out? And I'm like, not yet. I mean, who's even heard of this band anyway? Queensryche. Well, that's a lesson you only need to learn once. And so you never know, the opening acts or the supporting acts that you see with some of your bigger bands could be the Queensryches or the Rush or the, Panteras of tomorrow. So always make sure you give the nod to the folks that are supporting your other bands that you're going to see. You'd be surprised.
Very true.
Yeah, yeah. Gio, why don't you tell me some of the music that you've seen around the county that you're really into right now?